Welcome to Facebook for the Blind, your look at the downfall of Western civilization through the best memes we can find each week. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to that time of the week that we like to celebrate Facebook for the Blind, a show for the visually and Facebook impaired. I'm your host, Eric Sizemore, joined by my lovely co-host, Quiet Michael Le Buhn and Andrew Shankland. How's everybody feeling? Good. Let's get to the news. It was Fox News's 25th anniversary, and a lot of people noted that the country sucked because of that. OAN founder and chief executive Robert Herring Sr. was testifying because it turns out that AT&T actually sponsored and created OAN, the hyper right-wing conspiracy network. He said, hey, they told us they wanted a conservative network, so we built them one. So that's apparently all it takes, just a big corporation doing that. In more fun news, Lynda Carter, the beloved host, or the beloved star of Wonder Woman, which holds a huge place in my heart from the 1970s, accidentally confused Fat Bear Week with a body positive LGBT celebration, and gay Twitter loved her for it. I suggest you Google it. And finally, because I try not to do a bunch of bad news without ending on something absolutely adorable, SmithsonianMagazine.com reports that 1 month later, 5 escaped zebras are still roaming the suburbs of Maryland. And I'd like to say that that gives me hope for Bigfoot. And that has been the news on Facebook for the Blind. Handing it off to Andrew Shankland with some hot memes.
Whoa. So this is an image that I saw floating around, and there were captions, but they weren't good. So this is, I think it's Javier Baez, who is a former Chicago Cub who now plays for the Mets. And then the other player is he's a Boston Red Sox, and he's like, kind of like crouched on the base like a dog.
Is that how that works? Is he a Red Sox?
Yeah.
Then together they are Red Sox?
That's how it works in my mind, yes. So he's like crouched on the base like a dog, and then Javier Baez pets him like a dog. And the image is 2 panels, and I can only describe its energy as sexual. There is some intensely latent sexual energy in this image. And people were sharing it like, oh, it's so wholesome. And I'm like, this is the horniest thing I've ever seen. This is a screen cap from Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide. And on the left, you have a short kid looking at a tall kid. The kid on the left's a nerd. The kid on the right's a bully. And it just says, show me the head. Which I thought is funny. It's on brand with everything I share. This one is a text thread, and someone says, just had a metal breakdown, and then they say mental asterisk, and so the other person goes, hell yeah, brother, rock on. Okay. This is Grimes. I think that's Grimes, right? Reading the Communist Manifesto.
Yeah.
But it's the bimbofication meme reversed. So she's reading the Communist Manifesto, but then she like puts it down and becomes a bimbo. And you go left to right. So she's reading it, and then she puts it down, and then becomes a bimbo. Or if you look at it from right to left, then the bimbo becomes Grimes reading the Communist Manifesto. And either way, pretty funny. This is the young woman helping the old woman meme. So the old woman has a walker, the young woman's helping her, and the old woman is, back in my day, we listened to music on CDs. And the young woman goes, what are CDs, grandma? And the grandma goes, CDs nuts. My students are always doing jokes like this, but it doesn't matter what you say. They just want to say these nuts. So, okay. This is another still from a thing. This is Shrek and Donkey in bed together, and it just says, I think that went well. I'll start on this one. This says, this turkey sandwich better chill TF out, and it's a turkey sandwich that looks like a naked person with like a fat ass.
Andrew, there's got to be a word for your condition.
I'm sure there is, yeah.
Fucking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Let me make sure. Oh yeah. I'm gonna start with a not meme. I just want to show you guys this. screen from this comic book. I think it's so terrifying. This is from the new like Batman series that just drops this week. It's called Arkham City. And check this out. It's the 10-eyed man. So he has eyeballs on his fingertips, but you can't see that. It's a picture of him standing on someone's desk, and he's doing a back bend, and he has his hands over his face. But it's just a silhouette of him, and he's looking at his victim who's sitting there. It's not funny. It's really scary, but I thought it was fucking dope.
Pretty creepy.
Today is Christopher Columbus Day. This was absolutely my number one favorite Christopher Columbus anything. It was from Salad Days on Instagram, and it says "Bitch defer Columbus." Somebody just spray painted that on a brick wall. That's what I'll be calling it from now on. Here's a picture of Christopher Columbus, and somebody put the title "Everybody Hates Chris" at the same font right over it, which pretty much captures my timeline on all social media today.
Yeah.
This is from The Good Place. It says, fun fact, Columbus is in the bad place. And then the second panel, she says, because of all the raping, slave trade, and genocide. So if anybody's wondering. I don't know if you guys saw this. Godzilla tweeted that just one like and I'll destroy Tokyo at 3 a.m. for literally no reason. And then Godzilla liked that himself. And then Godzilla said, say no more. I would like to point out that among the people who liked this, 60,000 people liked this. One of them was Jordan Hall.
Friend of the show, Jordan Hall.
Friend of the show, Jordan Hall. Dionne Warwick, who is just absolutely the godmother of Twitter. She subtweets Hellman's, and Hellman's says, mayo in your coffee. That's it. That's the tweet. And Dionne Warwick said, I am blocking this account. She is so perfect. Oh, this is great. This is a quote from John Brown, and it says, if the pro-slavery settlers are so sure that God supports them, then why do they get mad when I send them to him? Mr. John Brown. If you're a white anti-racist, like this is your ancestor. You don't have to appropriate anybody. We can all just try to be like John Brown. And I like at the bottom, you see this is it has the logo for Turning Point USA, but it says Turning Point Kansas. The more you know about John Brown, the more you'll appreciate that. A few more here. At Morning Gloria says, people who would be afraid of taking the train to Queens out here threatening civil war.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, she's one of the producers for Crooked Media. Oh, this is stupid. This is the sign for the U.S. Naval Observatory, and it's just a picture of a man staring at his belly button. Yeah, okay. Oh man, I'm not gonna go through all of this, but maybe I will. So this is by the Philosopher Shirt, and it's a graph called Fields Arranged by Purity. More pure is to the right, and all the way to the left, the least pure is the sociologists, who aren't saying anything, just standing there. The psychologists are next to the sociologists, saying sociology is just applied psychology. The biologists are next, more pure, saying psychology is just applied biology. Chemists saying biology is just applied chemist. And then physicists who say the same thing about chemists. And then mathematicians way over on the right, and they're saying, oh, hey, I didn't see you guys all the way over there. But then when you look down below, the whole thing, the whole graph is being held up by epistemological philosophers. And there's someone tickling the philosopher who's about to drop it all, and it's a nihilist. That's how that works. I think this is my last meme for this round. This is another one from the Philosopher Shirt, and it's I think this guy's name is Jim from The Office, and he's pointing to a board, and it says it's two panels. The first panel says, you're not scared of being alone in the dark. The second panel says, you're scared of not being alone in the dark. It's really, really frightening. And that's it for me this round.
All right. So I'm not really sure how to do this, but this is just an adaptation of a still from Nosferatu, the first vampire movie, except that instead of creeping on the girl, he's got a big smile on his face and his thumbs up, and it says, "Yes, Ferratu." Very positive, wholesome way to start my day when I saw this. Quite happy with it. We like to call this Act 1 wholesome memes, although it's really just branding and often never true. But this one, this is a nice woman jogging in the sunset, and it says, exercising for just 10 minutes a day raises your risk of posting inspirational quotes by 70%. And, IFL Science says it's true. It's true. This one is sort of in the style of a New Yorker cartoon, two bears, and one of them is lying awake and says, "Darn it, I knew I shouldn't have had a cup of coffee after October." A lot of coffee fans on this one. A lot of commentary on that.
Yeah, looks like it.
A lot of people thinking about hibernating this time of year. This one is just text, and it says, "Someone asked me if I had plans for the fall, and it took me a moment to realize they meant autumn and not the collapse of civilization." Oh, that one resonates so hard. It resonates with me so hard. I just wanted to toss this little one in. You know, Facebook has had a whistleblower testifying in Congress, and while I am totally behind that all the way, I have reservations, but I don't have anything funny to say about it, so I'm going to bump on. The Hartman report repeated this, and I just thought it was absolutely delightful. He was talking about just like cocaine dealers add baking soda to make it into crack, and just like food manufacturers add sugar to kids' cereals, just like tobacco companies add ammonia to make their cigarettes more addictive, social media adds jolts to our recommended views or the things we see next to get us hooked, keep us hooked, and make more money. And I just wanted to confess on this show that I am sorry for any assistance that we are giving to the crack-like effects of memes on Facebook. But
we're pushers.
I thought it was such a great metaphor I had to share.
We didn't make the system though, Eric. We're just trying to survive. All right.
This is
trying
true.
to feed my daughter.
True.
It's true. It's true. Yes. Contribute to our Venmo. Give to our Patreon. Buy our merch. The Facebook for the Blind Fanny Pack is out in stores now. This next one, I've got about 3 more in the quasi-wholesome section. This is a children's fairy tale book. It's a 3-in-1 fairy tale treasures, and it says, "You can dismantle a fascist police state by voting," and other fairy tales.
That's awesome.
And I'd like to point out that this was posted by Clancy Ann in the group Witchy Waifu Arguing Over UWU and Pee Pee Poo Poo. As librarians have taught me, half the fun is in the metadata. This next one is by Rennie Pony, and she posted in the group 1970s Memories by doyouremember.com. Said, "We'll be turning our clocks back soon. Gaining an extra hour in 2021 is just like getting a bonus track on a Yoko Ono album."
That's awesome.
Don't know if the kids know that. Don't Google that. You will not be happy. And this is my last meme for this segment. Oh crap! I didn't have it set up right. I gotta pull a different one. All right, we're doing this. Boomers, and it's a map of okay, it says boomers. All millennials want is avocado toast and communism. It says what millennials actually want. It's a map of a high-speed rail train system in the United States. And I have posted this numerous times because time travel at 220 miles an hour. You could cross the country very quickly. I could get to Chicago and come see you, Andrew, in less than an hour and wouldn't have to pay for parking. Anyway, the funniest thing is that people were like, yeah, but those millennials are going to want avocado toast on that train. And I'm like, yeah, and communism. Want the whole kit.
We eat more ass than avocado toast. You open up a restaurant that's sold ass, you fucking make way more than the avocado toast restaurant.
I've been trying to figure out how to put ass into 20 packs, like cigarettes. Give me a little spike of ammonia. All right. Brainstorm after the show. In the after party, we're drinking, and it's a pitch meeting. And
all right,
you're up.
This is the Spider-Man pointing at himself meme, but it's C major, B Locrian, F Lydian, E Phrygian, D Dorian, G mixed Lydian, and A minor, which they all have the same key signature. It's just no sharps, no flats, just starting on different notes.
Mm-hmm.
Music nerds.
Yeah, this is a guy in a banana suit and it says, I have decided to stop trying. I am like stupid bad at all things. And the guy is kind of like happy. And he's like, hey, look at me. He's kind of gesticulating. Okay. This one I saw right before we came online. This one says, it's this picture from an episode of Pokemon or a Pokemon movie, and it's Ash, Mr. Mime, and I'm not sure what the third Pokemon is, but they're all eating food together. And it says, this reopens the ages-old Pokemon debate. Is it ethical to catch a Mr. Mime? Is Mr. Mime just a guy? And then it says down here underneath it says something about Ash's mom forcing Mr. Mime to sit on the floor and eat out of a dog bowl makes me uneasy. And someone says Mewtwo was right. Mewtwo said that Pokemon should not be held captive by humans. And so it said Mr. Mime has a humiliation fetish and Ash's mom totally doms him. And then someone else says, hey, please don't type those words ever again. Oh no, I lost my spot. This one says when you're it's like a sorcerer casting a spell and he's looking at kind of like a big flask and there's naked people on it and it says when you're supposed to be working on your new grimoire but it's too easy to conjure pornography on your large boiling flask.
A lot of good wizards get stuck.
This one is how doctors listen to music, and the doctor puts a stethoscope on an iPhone, and then is listening to the music with their stethoscope. This is another music meme. It's a guy riding a bike who's crashing into water, and it says practicing. The path says practicing productivity, no distractions. And in the water it says picking up my phone every 10 minutes and taking a quick break that turns into hours. Mm-hmm. This one's really funny. This one is a tweet. It says, do not trust men who own these. And it's a Focusrite USB audio interface and then Audio-Technica ATH M50s. And I own both of those. So pretty funny.
I'm jealous.
That's it for this
I'm up, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Here I go. All right, this is from my comedian friend Rod for Short in Nashville, and I think you've really fucking nailed this. He says people are shocked that chiropractors are anti-vax, as if their entire deal isn't fucking oncologist. I can knock that cancer out by sticking my elbow in your hip. And like, if you don't know any chiropractors, maybe you won't get this, but man, they are not like. They do not hold the same respect for science that regular doctors do. The only anti-vax people I know in my personal life know their chiropractor on a first name basis. And I think that means something. Another one from Salad Days. This is a great line. This picture's older than the internet, but I fucking love it. It's two panels from The Simpsons. And I don't know these are the two guys' names. One of them's Homer's in a car. And he yells out of the car window, he yells, keep politics out of punk. And then he drives away. And somebody help me with these guys' names. Does anybody know?
Lenny? Lenny and
yep.
Lenny and Squiggy.
Let's call it. Okay. So Squiggy says, what did he say? And Lenny says, I don't know. It's something about being a fucking poser. This is like a within the punk scene like fight. This is a family fight that we have. There are always these people who are like, punk is not about politics, and those people think Blink-182 is punk rock. Trash Can Paul. This is two panels from Squid Game, and the first is the guy raising his hand, and he says, if we win, just how much do we get? And one of the red suits says, 2 quid, and Trash Can Paul put Quid Game in it. That one was just for me. I don't care. I saw this one all over. I saw this meme all over Instagram this week. And it's two people looking at each other. Instead of brains, they have galaxies. And those galaxies are like going through the air, touching one another as if their minds are touching. And it says, I am an empath. Sometimes I can tell how people are feeling simply by deciding how I think they feel in my own mind and instantly believing it.
That's so true.
This is stupid. The text says, "Happy birthday, John Lennon. Your music ruined my life."
That
And
was
it's put
funny.
over a picture of Harry Potter. This is from Steve Malden. Steve Gerard, great Chicago comic, just moved to New York. He put on Twitter, "You are more than the mistakes you've made. You're also all the other bad, dumbass shit you've done." So just remember that if you're having a hard day. The Daily Show, they subtweeted Anna Cabrera, who says, just in, Pfizer seeks official FDA authorization of COVID-19 vaccine for children ages 5 to 11. And the Daily Show says, kids already have homework and now they have to do their own research too. Oh, this is great. This is a picture, a screen grab from Clueless. And Brittany Murphy is looking like duck lips, like she's over it. And she says, "You're a virgin who can't drive." And Ben says, "This is me at the Pope when he goes past in the Pope mobile." Oh, I like this one. It just says, it's just a picture of a shirt, and there's like areas, one on each sleeve, one on the collar, and one on the very bottom of the shirt, and they're numbered 1, 2, 3, and 4. And it says, "Fuck zodiac signs. Where do you wipe your tears?" Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, let's end on this one. At Lee Flower, Anna Lee. And I've been looking forward to this moment to read this because I think it fucking owns. She says, "Pretty much every time I hear a dude say a woman, quote, doesn't have a sense of humor, end quote, or quote, can't take a joke, end quote, I assume it means he harassed her and she did not laugh. I have never been wrong about it." And Anna Lee, whoever you are, as a stand-up comedian, who's done stand-up comedy with a lot of different men, a lot of different people, a lot of them women, I can say this is especially true in comedy, where in Nashville, for instance, the funniest comedians in Nashville are 100% the women comics or the femme comics, without a doubt. And still, you'll hear guys saying things like, "Oh, you know, women just aren't as funny as men. Like, man, they can't take a joke, blah, 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 blah." And seriously, a month later, you find out that they've been sexually harassing the female comics. So I think it's just all too fucking true. Not funny, but it is funny. It is funny adjacent. It talks about funny. So I think it counts.
Nice. Oh, that's me. Shit. Oh man. Okay. So, all right. So sometimes I have no excuse. All right. So a lot of folks know that there is a strike going on against Kellogg's right now, and there's a ton of different products, and I've seen all kinds of memes floating around about, my kids are gonna starve. What am I gonna do? I got Eggos and cornflakes, and I can't buy, toasted crackers, or anyway, just tons and tons of things. A lot of different takes on it. My favorite take that I saw a million times, Tony the Tiger, that says they're on strike, which
yeah, I like that one.
A lot of permutations of it. This was the prettiest one I said. And I'm so sorry. I said my favorite one, but no, actually my favorite one went to Svengoolie Sven Ross, which is clever. And Svengoolie is there saying, getting myself through the Kellogg factory strike by constantly and furiously masturbating just to spite John Harvey Kellogg. And if you don't know about John Harvey Kellogg, you should probably look him up. The cereal was invented in a very strange place. There's actually even a good movie about it called The Road to Wellville, which was a sort of a comedy. I don't know. It was odd. It was fun. So masturbating furiously just to spite Kellogg. Governor Kristi Noem, who is an idiot, and the governor of South Dakota, said South Dakota won't be taking any illegal immigrants that the Biden administration wants to relocate. My message to illegal immigrants, call me when you're an American. And Remy Bald Eagle, who I assume is a Native American, says, I'm going to retweet this only to say, you do not know how much this comment breaks my heart. You are on our land. It seems like our problem is love and your problem is hate. I just like, dude,
Exactly.
I mean, I know not everybody's woke, but I am, grouchy and need some coffee, but dang. Anyway, so this next part I just want to play because I think this is just so funny. It's a Twitter video, but this is just killing me. Your LA sheriff Villanueva says that he will not enforce a vaccine mandate, saying that employees are willing to get fired over it. Says, I don't want to take a position to lose 5 or 10% of my workforce overnight on a vaccine mandate. And pretty much everybody's like, that's a great way to, defund the police. I mean, I'm down, reduce the force.
Yeah.
We've been talking about it for a long time. I got an idea. Vaccine mandate. You know what I mean? That should screen out the 10% of the dumb ones. Anyway, everybody was laughing. I was laughing. Brett Druck posts, sometimes you meet somebody and things just click. Then you have to go to the doctor because that's not the noise that sex should make.
That's dumb.
This is very dumb. I liked it. Owl at the library says, instead of writing sorry for the delayed response, say darkness took me and I strayed out of thought and time. It's more exciting, and suggests that you recently had a rumble with a Balrog of Morgoth. Got about 3 more left here. I'm not quite sure how to set this up. I didn't get the right metadata. I didn't grab the right part of the post, but somebody posted on something, maybe Tinder, I don't know. But a guy posted, so what's sex like for you ladies? And the responses are gold. I'm not going to read all of them, but some of them. Addison says, when someone's scratching your back and misses the part that is actually itchy. M1 Helm says, it's like listening to your favorite song, but it pauses before the best part.
God.
Casey O'Rayana says, like you're waiting for the beat to drop, but it never happens. Ace Fat says, when you go to the fridge because you're starving, but you leave empty-handed. Styler Stroof says, feels like I should have been a lesbian.
That has the most likes. Has 156,000 likes.
Yeah, it's funny. And my 2 personal favorites, it's kind of like when your kids help you clean and you tell them they did a good job, but you end up doing it by yourself.
That's awesome.
And in the same vein, you know how when you do a group project, but in order to finish, you end up doing all the work yourself? Kind of like that.
That's a good one.
I'm so sorry. Ladies, I'm so sorry.
I'm glad all these guys are terrible at it.
That's true. It does give you a strategic advantage.
Bang, bang.
Oh yeah, Andrew with the bang bang.
Oh, it's my turn. Okay. So this is not really a meme, but it's everyone in New York in Times Square watching the Seinfeld finale. And this is just a real picture, and I'm obsessed with it. It's like 9/11. Like everyone is just all eyes glued to fucking the screen.
Jeez.
Crazy. This is so that's a Moog synthesizer. It's like a $10,000 instrument. This is from a page called Studios with Threatening Auras. And then there's like a MacBook, and then there's these speakers. But then down here, there's like a whole nother like synth setup and changer, and it's all outside, like at a campground. And it is just the most anxiety, dude. It's just so much money and equipment on a table that doesn't need to be there, and the wires aren't managed well at all. This is the classic meme of like people lining up for tickets or like things, and the left is Joker 2019, there's 1 million people there, and then the right one is Book, and there's 2 people there. And then it's a really ripped Pooh and Piglet, and it says 2 tickets to the book, please. It's absolutely shredded. So this one,
Stop it! Come on.
So
Andrew,
this one's a
please describe this
slide.
in detail.
Yeah, I need to understand this one.
It's a slide, but you see it looks like a penis going into a vagina is really the only way you could describe it. And what's really crazy is none of it needs to be there.
What is it supposed to be? I mean, it can't possibly mean anything else.
It literally can't be anything else.
Yeah.
No, it really can't.
This is on purpose.
Yeah. This is posted by Superdog, which is a restaurant in kind of like the Chicagoland area. And it's there's a giant hot dog and it says red light, green light, and the hot dog is staring in just like an ominous way, and it's a reference to Squid Game. This is just a cool picture of Leonard Cohen and Joni Mitchell. They're in this, it's in the 70s, so Leonard Cohen is young and so is Joni Mitchell, and they look happy, although their music is very not. Seinfeld is a screen of Seinfeld doing his classic. He's standing there in front of the mic. He goes, "Hey, what's the deal with DMT? You guys ever try that stuff?" I think that came from a Joe Rogan group. That I think will be my post the most. I'll come back to that. This is from a comic I saw on Instagram. It's Charlie Brown and Linus, and they're both smoking joints. This is when I accidentally tell someone too much about how I'm feeling, and it's a clown for SpongeBob. It says, "I was lying, by the way. I'm feeling fine." This is a group of people protesting outside of a Chick-fil-A, and they're anti-circumcision, and there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them, and they have red spots on the crotch of their pants to symbolize that, you know, they were mutilated there, and their sign says circumcision, penis mutilation. This is a gremlin that was just sitting outside my school last week, just sitting on the ground. Very ominous. So then that's that. I have my post with the most that I'm saving.
Yeah.
And then
The whole different
so
round.
passing it to Michael.
Yeah, here I go. Woo! So this is from Jokesar. I've really enjoyed their page lately, and it's Newton, and Newton is saying, "I like them thick as fuck." And somebody says, "But Sir Newton, we can't write that." Sir Newton says, "Then write this: the greater the mass, the greater the force of attraction." You can tell I just screenshotted this. It's so fucking gross. Trash Can Paul has a picture of a seat that, I mean, it looks like somebody shit in it. There's no other way to say that. And it's being sold for $75, and it says lightly shat office chair. $75. It can be yours. This is from @say_Steve1. He said, "Just delivered pizza to an elementary school, and all the kids started a pizza chant as I walked in and put it on the table. Was giving out high fives on the way out. Felt like the fucking man." Great day if you're a pizza delivery guy. @Ruby, etc. says, "Anyone else permanently going through a lot lately?" And Brian Silva Gratata says, "I wish I could snort a line of stable mental health."
Oh God.
I just thought this was great. If you don't know the Facebook for the Blind like group page where everyone who is affiliated with the show where we talk, we constantly talk about about the fact that like none of us are healthy. So yeah, I'd do a line of stable mental health any day.
I'd try it.
At Marty, I'd try it. At Marty_Petrucci says, "I'll never take advice from anybody who spent $300 on high school rings." And then there's the high school rings, like pictures of them. I don't know. Did you guys buy this? I like wanted one, and then I realized that they were like gonna cost me money. And I was like, oh fuck that. I don't care about any of you people.
That's when you hit up your parents.
Oh, you don't know my parents. This is from Ruby @RubyKean. And she says, if you're, oh, it's a picture of like those, I don't know how to describe these. They're just kind of like this style that I think was out of style 10 years ago. But it's where there's like two pictures that go together. So you're supposed to read them as one. But the first picture says inhale, but it says it vertically. So it's like I-N, and then next it's underneath that it's like H-A, and underneath that it's L-E. And the next picture says exhale, but that one says E-X, and then underneath that H-A, and then underneath that L-E. And hang on, I think I have this in another one. No, this is it. And it says, if you're feeling stressed, remember to N-X ha-ha lily. Because if you read it left to right, that's the way it comes up, N-X ha-ha lily. Which is exactly how you read these things. I don't know why this was ever a style. Jokes are, put these, it's the couple talking, and the man is, and a woman, they're at dinner, and the woman says, tonight was amazing. We should have dinner again. And the man says, thanks, but I'm full.
So bad.
I hope you like that one, because these next two are identical. This is a woman, she's laying on the ground, clearly unconscious, and the man is listening to see if she's breathing, and she says, call me an ambulance. And the next one is him smiling, and he says, you're an ambulance.
That's a dad joke even for you.
Yeah. Dude, it's getting worse. It's only going to get worse. And this is my last one before my post with the most. This is Joe Kazar. It's a man and woman having coffee together. And the guy says, do you have any children? And the woman says, yes, I have one that's just under 2. And the guy says, I know how many 1 is.
So bad.
This is from Instagram at PunHub Online. That's PunHub, P-U-N Hub online.
How'd you
Not
find that?
Pornhub.
Accident? Yeah, that's what I thought.
It was an accident. All right, Eric,
right.
round 3.
I got a
And
ton
then
to
don't
burn
forget,
through here.
have a post with the most round 2.
I'd say this is mostly for Andrew. I'm thinking,
Oh.
I don't know if you drink beer, but this is a very clever arrangement of 3 bottles, all sweating. And I got to tell you, I'd never noticed this before. I don't actually drink beer, but it just looked like something that would make Andrew thirsty. That's all.
Nice.
This is my buddy Scott Peters posting one of these awesome Star Walk posts. I don't know if you've ever seen this, but you hold up your phone and you can see the star maps laid out there. And he says, Aries is in Uranus. That's a bad sign. Unless Uranus says it's okay, then it's a good sign.
Shut up.
This is the heart and brain, and the brain is yelling, you're wrong, and I can prove it with facts. And the heart says, you're wrong, and I can prove it with loudness. This is actually for several specific friends of mine, but they didn't show tonight. So
yeah, that's accurate.
This is a post in Women Hold Up Half the Sky, which is a good one to follow. Person posts, a restaurant in my hometown got a review that said the server should show more skin. So the owner added a potato skin special to the menu, and all the proceeds from the special go to the West Virginia Foundation for Rape Information Services. And,
Nice.
The innkeeper librarian says that is exactly the appropriate response.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
This next one is from Yves, I guess. It's a 4-panel cartoon entitled Yves. Okay. Entitled Bangs. Woman is talking to her frog. She says, I'm so depressed. And then she lights up and she has an idea. She says, maybe I should get bangs. And the frog says, or maybe you should get therapy. And there's a rainbow. And this was posted into the group. Friends got tired of how many memes I shared, which I also would recommend. Pretty good one to follow. Kim Bongarino says, what he said, my God, do you really need more books? What I heard, A, he reveres me like a god. B, he is concerned I do not have enough books. Yeah, I can see that. This is going around quite a bit. This is a picture of in front of the Leaning Tower of Pisa, where often people will pretend that they are holding it up. But in this case, we've got 2 British boys, perhaps, I guess, and they are putting the Leaning Tower of Pisa into a backpack. And this one is captioned, no one, : the British Museum. Yeah. If you're not familiar, the British Museum has just about every other artifact in the world inside it that they've stuck in a backpack while on vacation. Brett Druck again said dudes who leave comments on pictures of hot women that are clearly fake profiles would 100% fall for Bugs Bunny in drag. And Eric Perkins comments, and your point is, and Brett says, Eric Perkins, my point is that dudes that leave comments on pictures of hot women that are clearly fake profiles would 100% fall for Bugs Bunny in drag. I like it quite a bit. Friend of the show, Andrew Teedy, posted this next one. It's a woman at the beach, and it says, amazing things will happen today if you choose not to be a miserable cow. And it's not an episode of Facebook for the Blind unless we've tried to trigger one of the recovering Christians. This is my evangelical parents. Why are you so scared all the time? 10-year-old me. And we have the in focus Oprah blurring out there, surrounded by the rapture, forced proselytizing, demons, revelations, scary carbon videos, going to heaven, going to hell, angels, purity, exorcism, spiritual warfare, and committing an unforgivable sin.
Yes.
Posted in the best Christian memes.
Which,
Brett,
let me just say, hang on, before we move on past that, go back. Yeah. There's so much here to talk about. We could spend hours and hours and hours talking about purity culture, and not just how it like fucks up and really fucks up women, but I think it really fucks up. All right,
we all got it. I won this round of triggering Michael.
Yeah, you did. You triggered me. Here's the thing. Committing the unforgivable sin, what is so fucking insidious about that is nobody really knows what it is. So like you're raised to know that there is a sin that's unforgivable. And then when you go, oh fuck, okay, I don't want to do that. What is it? They go, blaspheming the Holy Spirit. You're like,
that's what I was told.
But what does that mean?
That means Jesus jokes are okay. That's what it means.
And they're like, just don't do it.
Don't.
It is terrifying.
I so wish that George was here because this next one is totally for him. Also, Brett Druck. Didn't realize I had 3 of them in here. Me. Oh, don't worry, officer. I'm a chef. That's a kitchen knife, officer. And that, it's a kitchen gun.
That's awesome.
I forgot to do this one. This is a beautiful picture of a corgi, and the corgi is playing with 2 little toy corgis labeled caffeine and melatonin, and it says, when I take 3 pills of melatonin after I drank 700 milligrams of caffeine and melatonin, he says, now fight.
Yeah.
I forgot about doing that as a kid too. All you knew was 2 characters, and you just do that for hours. All right, this is a 4-panel cartoon. We have a girl in a skeleton costume with a mask on. She's throwing confetti. She comes up behind her friend and she says, death to the bourgeoisie. And her friend says, don't you think it's a little harsh? Don't you think we need to reform? And the girl grabs him by the arms and says, hey, don't talk to me anymore.
Nice. Fucking right.
From Gritty 2020. Again, worth a follow. This next one I just saw before we went on the show. This is Norm Macdonald behind the microphone saying, one day I'll die, but I refuse to move on. In fact, I'm going to use my spooky ghost powers to possess the body of Hollywood powerhouse Tom Cruise. And we have a picture of Tom Cruise from just a couple days ago. Look at his face. Look. Can you see Norm Macdonald in there? It's not even photoshopped. The longer you look at it.
The sad thing about this is that just means Norm Macdonald, his whole life was walking around like a chubby Tom Cruise. Like
he could have done his own
all this
stunts.
is Tom Cruise's face fat. Like,
yeah. All right, this next one. By the way, I stumbled into a classic stupid infinite loop argument. Okay, where somebody says the National Socialists of Germany in World War II, otherwise known as the Nazis, that they're socialists. And I love this meme. I'm going to put it in the group. This is the classic. I don't know, Andrew, maybe you know the picture of this, the anime.
I've seen this before. Yeah.
Yeah. The anime picture of the guy taking a photo of his girlfriend with his phone, and his girlfriend is labeled from head to toe as explicitly opposing and killing socialists, calling themselves National Socialists, privatizing the fuck out of the German economy, being affiliated with other fascist countries and parties, but the boyfriend is focused just on her boobs, labeled calling themselves National Socialists. And the hand is labeled dumb fuck conservatives and centrists.
Yeah. No shit.
I just want to have this, on deck and ready to go because it comes up in every thread. It's so ridiculous. Okay, got a couple, three more. Oh, another one I found for when you get into those infinite loop conversations. No, it's a different one. So Katie Borum, friend of the show, probably remember from the Blind Pig, used to come there. Conservatives, I'm tired of my kids being indoctrinated by the education system with 3 exclamation points. Also conservatives, if my kids aren't pledging loyalty oaths to the government at school, then I don't want it. And all the kids are pledging allegiance. And, completely and utterly true. This next one got a lot of traction with the parents out there. It is a packaged toy from Obvious Plant, who makes fake packaged toys. And this one's entitled, the blister pack is entitled, No More Toys for You. You have been bad. 1, unacceptable. 2, you must do chores. 3, reduce guff. Number 4, increase grade. Here is the opposite of a toy instead. And in the box, it says a bill for my grief, $10,000. And, up in the corner, the little warning label says, treat me again, you will sleep in the yard, I swear. Or test me again. Anyway, a lot of parents like that one. And the last one for this round, I guess Marge Simpson and Milhouse and Bart. Bart is wearing a communist hat, saying, Bart, how can you say you're against capitalism when you have a cell phone? And Bart, in the communist hat, turning around saying, the cell phone was made by workers, not capitalists, you bootlicking dog. Which I thought was a little harsh to his mom, but I'm going to save that one because I'm going to get in that thread again. And now, on to our post with the most. Andrew, what you got, my man?
Okay, so this is a screen grab from a dating app that I am on. And it's a picture of me, right? And then the person said, hey, are you the guy that pitched Catholicism for the Shark Tank show? Which is a show that I helped run with my friends that we do at the Lincoln Lodge. And I did a PowerPoint where I was pitching the Catholic Church as if I were trying to sell it as a business.
Nice.
So anyway, it was just really funny that happened.
That's awesome. It does sound like they're really roasting you. It's weird that it's true.
Yeah.
Gaining traction.
This is my post with the most. And it's really fucking weird. This is a man who is clearly a very hairy man. And he shaved his hand right at the wrist from the wrist down. So the back of his hand and his knuckles are completely slick, but he shaved it in like a straight line.
Wow.
So that it really looks like he's wearing a hair sweater or something. And at the top, he wrote, shaved hands probably shouldn't have. What do? I don't know what you do if you did this. I think you got to shave all the way up to your shoulder and let that shit grow. I don't know.
Dude, I saw this going around and I got to tell you, I stared at it for a long time. Oh, that brings it around to me.
Weird.
All right, closing it out. My post with the most, and this one got about, 70 bajillion likes and shares all over the place. It's a picture of a rabbit. The rabbit has got his ears extended, his arms up. He's got one foot up, and the shadow on the wall looks like a human palm.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I don't know why. It's still cracking me up. And I believe that's it. And ladies and gentlemen, that is what we call an episode of Facebook for the Blind. Thank you all very much for coming.
We did it.
And now we turn off the recording and I start drinking, usually. Thanks for listening to an episode of Facebook for the Blind. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.